What's up, my people? It's 8:41 p.m. on Thursday, August 15th, 2024. We're going to do a quick video here real quick before I call it a day. I've been up since 5, so yeah, I'm tired. We're going to do another quote of the day, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin wallets and the size of wallets across the country and how much Bitcoin most people have to their name, and how you're still early and now is still a good time to buy, not financial advice. But we're going to start with a quote from Thomas Jefferson. I'm a greater believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it. One more time. I'm a greater believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it. Yep. Get to work, find your luck, continue to grow. Bitcoin fair price calculator should be $73,000. Right now, it's currently $57,489. I want to buy some so bad right now. I mean, great buying opportunity, not financial advice. But yeah, I mean, no one's selling. I mean, if you're selling, you're crazy. So let's look at Bitcoin wallet size. Okay. So this is an eyesore, but wow. Okay. Okay, so addresses with 0.00001 or fewer Bitcoin. There's over 5 million addresses. That constitutes over 10.33 or 10.33% of all addresses. Total Bitcoin 31, worth over $1 million. 0.00001 to 0.0001. That constitutes 20.38% or $26 million worth of Bitcoin. 0.001 to 0.001. I don't know if I'm saying that right. My eyes are I'm getting tired. 0.1, 3 zeros to 1 to 2 zeros to 1. That constitutes 24.31% of total addresses, which is worth over $289 million. 0.001 to 0.01, 21% of all total addresses. And that's worth $2.4 billion. Gosh, these numbers are crazy. Could you imagine having that much freaking Bitcoin? It's like some Michael Saylor shit. What a beast. Then we have then we have 0.1 to 1, 6.63% make up all total addresses that have that much Bitcoin, and that's worth $15.7 billion. 1 to 10 Bitcoin is 1.6% of total addresses, and that's $122 billion. 10 to 100 Bitcoin is 0.26. That's $250 billion. 100 to 1,000 Bitcoin makes up 0.03%. That's over $200 billion. We got 1,000 to 10,000 Bitcoin, which is pretty much 0% of total addresses, or equal to $272 billion. And we got 10,000 to 100,000. We got Michael Saylor territory here with 98 addresses, and that's $136 billion. And then we got 100,000 to a million. We got 4 addresses. That is nuts. And that's $40 billion. So if we look at the total addresses, and I'm gonna find a different chart that kind of does this in a Venn diagram, because I think that'll be easier to visualize. This is just an eyesore. So if you look at addresses that have richer than $1, that's 45 million. If we have addresses richer than $100, that's 21 million. If we have addresses richer than 1,000, that's 10 million. 10,000 addresses or $10,000, that's $3.2 million for addresses. Addresses richer than 100,000, we got $500,000. Addresses richer than $1 million, 105,000, and addresses with more than $10 million, less than 10,000 Bitcoin addresses. That is nuts. So if we look at the addresses, the top addresses, according to bit info charts, wow, balance 248,000. That is crazy. Man, I could not imagine having 100 or 1,000 Bitcoin. That would just be insane. Insane. I mean, there's a ton of people that have, 13 million addresses that have, what is it, the shrimp level? I mean, we're talking about 14 billion right here. That's crazy. Let's see if I can find a Venn diagram, because that'll be easier to, oh my gosh, this is so much easier to visualize as I just spit on my computer. Yeah, so this is a pretty good thing. Okay, so you're a shrimp if you got less than 1 Bitcoin. You're a crab if you got 1 to 10 Bitcoin. You're an octopus 10 to 50, fish 50 to 100, dolphin 100 to 500, shark 500 to 1,000, whale 1,000 to 5,000, humpback greater than 5,000, and then you got miners and exchanges. And we can see the distribution plot against time. Yeah, so if you look, I'm going to try to find something that's wonder if I can find I want something that goes smaller than that. Yeah, this is the same thing. I guess that chart is not good. This is not a distribution of Bitcoin ownership. This is a distribution of Bitcoin over addresses. One owner can have multiple addresses. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Still think it's interesting, regardless if it made the point that I was trying to make. Okay, so maybe this is a little bit more accurate. This is from Grayscale. Okay, so we got figure 1, the distribution of Bitcoin addresses. Percentage of Bitcoin holders based on how much they own. So under 0.01 Bitcoin, so $350, 74% of Bitcoin addresses, 75%. 0 to 0.1, 0.01 to 0.1 Bitcoin. We got 350 to 3.5. So that's 16%. We got 0.1 to 1 Bitcoin, 7.1%. And we got 1 to 10 Bitcoin. Gosh, I wish I had a ton of Bitcoin. It's crazy. I wish I could go back in time, but I can't. And it's all good because the price is good now. You get in at what you value it at. That's one of the rules of, I think Fred Krueger said that. You buy it at what you deserve it at, or what you actually truly value it at. Above 10% or above 10 Bitcoin, 0.5%. That's crazy. Binance has got a lot. Bitfinex has got a lot. Robinhood's got a lot. Binance has got even more. U.S. government's got a lot. Supply inactive over 10 years. Wow. Exchanges, 10%. Miners, 8%. ETFs and funds, 3%. Private companies, 2%. Wrap Bitcoin, 1%. Public companies, 1%. Government, 1%. Robinhood, it's 9 million. They still got a lot more to go to mine. Bitcoin ownership distribution diagram 2024. Okay, so this was published a lot more recently, so that might be interesting. Okay, so we're gonna read through this article. I mean, like I said, I'm trying to educate you guys, but mainly I'm trying to educate myself and become more fluent in this language that I call Bitcoin and this digital currency. So we got ccn.com. We got some key takeaways. So Bitcoin's cap supply at 21 million creates inherent scarcity akin to precious metals. Lost and concentrated Bitcoin holdings is estimated to be 29% of total Bitcoin supply, significantly impacting market dynamics and valuation of a single Bitcoin. 6.5% of Bitcoin addresses hold between 0.1 and 1 Bitcoin, and 1.59% hold 1 to 10 Bitcoin. Extreme few addresses manage larger amounts, with 0.25% controlling 10 to 100 Bitcoin and virtually none holding more than 1,000 Bitcoin, unless you're Michael Saylor, who is the GOAT. Okay, yeah, this is what I saw earlier. And this doesn't take into effect that there's multiple people that have multiple addresses. That's not taken into effect, or not taken into account that. Yeah. Okay, so a shrimp. With less than 1 Bitcoin respectively, this portion of the market represents the majority of Bitcoin wallet addresses. Those that hold between 1 and 0.1 Bitcoin form part of the top 8.45 addresses, which is still high, as the amount of Bitcoin on a single address reduces below 0.1. The percentage of addresses increases substantially. This illustrates that the bulk of investors control addresses with less than 0.1 Bitcoin. Altogether, I think they made a typo here. Shrimp hold 7% of the Bitcoin supply. Man, I wish I was a whale. It's all good. Yeah, interesting. Okay, estimation of lost Bitcoins. Approximately 29%, nearly a third of all Bitcoins ever created, are now considered lost and gone forever. This estimation implies that about 7.7 million Bitcoin has not moved forward from said wallets, suggesting they are no longer accessible. Yeah, I think it's going to play a bigger role than we think. Not financial advice, but people still think there's a lot of Bitcoin out there, but there's only 3.125 getting mined every block now. Yeah, similar to Bitcoin, which has been lost due to factors like forgotten passwords and misplaced hardware. Physical gold has also disappeared over its 5,000-year history for various reasons. Yeah. An estimated 60 billion in sunken treasure is waiting at the bottom of the ocean all around the world. All right, let's wrap this up and look at Twitter real quick before I jump off and head to bed. That's a nice picture, Fred. Yep, look at this, a great buying opportunity. I mean, look at this chart, and then look at this chart. Not financial advice. The Bitcoin active address sentiment indicator is close to crossing beneath the lower deviation, which would indicate Bitcoin price is potentially oversold considering our current network activity. Definitely a chart to watch in the coming days and weeks. Okay, so Justin, Warren Buffett just updated his portfolio. Buffett now holds $277 billion in cash and selling stocks like never before, including Apple. He's getting ready for a crash. Not financial advice. I don't know what's going on, but he might. It's crazy. He's got 400,000 shares, reduced it by 50%. Good for him. Hope it works out. All right, I'm getting tired. I can feel my eyes starting to get sleepy. So, with that being said, guys, look into Bitcoin, put $100 into it. Not financial advice. I think in the future we'll see where this digital currency goes, and we'll see, looking back on my videos, if I was right or not. I think if Jeremiah Da Vinci was right back in 2013 when he said to buy $1 worth of Bitcoin, I think I might be right in the future where it says, in 10 years you should have bought $100 worth of Bitcoin. So if you got $100 and you're going to buy beer or go out on a date that's probably going to stand you up or, not show, go invest in yourself. Invest in something that could potentially grow for you and your family in the future, and see what it does. So I hope you guys have a great night, and we'll catch you on the next one.